Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Porchlight Letters podcast number 2267, The Final Sweep. This is episode 3. Excuse me. This is episode 3 and volume, what volume am I up to? 25, I think it is. Yeah, 25, Clearing the Way. So last night we talked about letting go with gratitude. I loved that one. That was so much fun. And I'm still letting go with gratitude. I haven't even had a nap today, which is totally surprising. I'm totally exhausted. Surprised the eyes can still stay open. The bags aren't too bad. So we're on to the final sweep. And here we go. The final sweep is more than tidying up. It is the moment we pause, look around, and ask what still needs to be released. Not everything is obvious at first. Some things only reveal themselves when the bigger clutter is gone, which is totally true. I'll tell you about that in a second. This is where we move from clearing space to creating intention. Excuse me, hang on. And I just went through, I took 30 minutes and I had a pile of 3 milk crates that was sitting right behind the shredder. And so I went through all 3 milk crates, and I have one that has got a lot of stuff in it, which has basically been repacked. So I've got one full one. I have stuff sitting on the table as I'm going through it again to make sure. And I'll probably have half of a crate by the time I'm finished. So I've gone from 3 milk crates to 1.5 milk crates, which is awesome. Did a whole bunch of shredding while I was there because, I'm sorting the crates right in front of the shredder. Why not? Why just put them into a shred box? Just while the shredder's there, let's just put them through. And I had a recycle box right next to it and the trash bag as well. And so I went from 3 full milk crates down to 1.5. So I'm quite proud. That was 30 minutes of work. And yes, it's definitely when you get rid of the bigger clutter, you can see what's left, and it makes it very easy to get in there. And like in one of the rooms I got rid of all the big clutter, and now I'm just like opening boxes, having a look in them and going, yep, I don't need to go through that one. That one's going to New Zealand, and just writing on the top of it, October 2025, which means I've sorted through it. It's good. It's clear to go. And then I come across ones that were like, I sorted through in May or June. I just open them, double check everything. Yep, that one's still good to go. So it's still got to get rid of furniture, still got to get rid of, I'm advertising stuff like crazy. I've got stuff on Facebook Marketplace. I've got stuff on Nextdoor. I've got stuff on OfferUp. And I get those ones that turn around and say, hey, will you take this for that? And I'll go, yes. And I go, when do you want to come by and pick it up? Nothing. Crickets. And I hate those ones. It's sort of like, seriously, I agreed to the price that you want. You obviously wanted it, but now you're not. Please, come on. Because it's taking time out of being able to contact other people. What it teaches us, the last bits are often the most meaningful or most stubborn. Absolutely. You get into some of those ones and it's sort of like, oh, yeah. Do I really want to let that go? And right now I'm in the let's get it out of here mode. I have so much space. I've been quoted on however many cubic feet I've been quoted on. I've been told it is 8 by 10 by 8. So 8 feet wide, 10 feet long, and 8 feet high. That is not a lot of stuff. And I have to get my bed in there and the recliner. And believe it or not, that's actually going to take up about 30% of the space. Unless they can take the back off the recliner, then it'll probably take up about 20% of the space. But it's prioritizing things. Everything's now with intention. Like I just came across like all this because I'm switching to Magic Jack for my cell phone, and you can also have like almost like a landline with it. And I have a whole bunch of those phones that have the base and then have the extensions and stuff, but none of them run on a 220 power. They only run on a 110 input. And so like, darn it. So I've got to get rid of all of them, which is very easy to release because even though it's really cool, it's not going to work. It's got to go. It's just that simple. So what it teaches us is that the last bits are often the most meaningful or most stubborn. Final sweeps bring closure, not just cleanliness. Remember, release with gratitude. Intentional review reveals what you truly value. It's not about perfection, it's about alignment. Yes, is this going to align with what you are going to be doing? You haven't, there's some stuff I haven't set eyes on in 15 years. I haven't set eyes on it in 15 years. Do I really want to take it with me? Now, there are some things that, yes, I do because of the historical value, the sentimental historical value that those items have. Everything else is sort of like, no, it's gone. What happens when we begin to trust our instincts about what belongs? Our space becomes a reflection of our current season. We feel lighter, clearer, and more focused. Energy flows more freely when old weight is gone. And we have proven this time and time again that when you release clutter, whether it's mental clutter, whether it's body clutter as an excess extra weight that you are releasing, not losing, releasing. Listen to the wording. When you release weight, your body is not going to, your subconscious mind is not going to go look for it. Because when you turn around and say, I have lost weight or I am losing weight, your subconscious is going to go, okay, attention everybody, we've lost something, all senses, we need to go find it. This is why a lot of eating plans fail, because people lose the weight and the subconscious goes, let's go find this, we've lost it, and you end up putting that weight back on plus more. How do I know? There you go. But if you release the weight and you release the clutter, and the other thing is too, is that when you're letting the clutter go, you're not losing any. Oh, I've lost this. Where did it go? Oh, it got thrown. Oh, okay. And you got that lost thing going on. But if you turn around and you say, I have released this weight, the subconscious mind is sort of like, oh, awesome. We're done with that. On to the next thing. Watch the wording. When you release clutter, it frees your energy up. You become clearer, you become focused, you become more productive. You have a huge weight lifted off. I will tell you this, the past few weeks as I've been releasing clutter from the house, it has, my brain is going off in all sorts of different directions. I just want to sit down and, follow those trains of thought, but I don't have the time right now. So I'm having to tell my brain, can we put that aside? Can we shelve it for now? The time is coming up when we will be able to release it into the flow and do something with it. So I'm having to negotiate with my brain. Today, I had a huge weight that was lifted off my shoulders. Yesterday, I had a landscaper come around and quote me on getting the front and the backyards cleared. They came out this morning. They got here around 8:30, 9 o'clock. They were done by midday, and the place looks fantastic. I walked around and took photographs of it, sent it off to the property manager who was here yesterday doing a move-out inspection to see what they need to do before new tenants can move in. And I told her, I says, I'm still trying to get hold of a landscaper to come in. And so I said, I found one yesterday who came over, gave me a quote last night, and he was back this morning. Here's the photographs from this morning. And so she was really pleased to see those. And for me, after he gave me the quote yesterday and I got inside, I just had this emotional reaction because I was expecting it to be so much higher to get it done in the cost wise. And what I got quoted was less than half of what I was anticipating it to cost. And so when I got inside yesterday after he'd left giving me the quote, telling me he'd be back today, it was a huge weight released. And I got very, very emotional about it. And even thinking about it, I start getting emotional too. And now that all of that worry about the yard is gone. It is gone. So I am now freed up to open the channels, to allow stuff to come in, to allow more of the process to get done. And I'm just putting out there that this stuff is going to sell. The stuff that we have to sell, it is going to sell. It is going to sell. It is priced really good. And the way I do my pricing is I go online, I see what people are selling stuff for, and I will go below that price. There are times I go just slightly higher than the lowest price I can find, especially with one of my sewing machines. It's a brand new sewing machine, never been used. And the used pricing on the sewing machine is between $125 and $180. is for a used machine for this particular model. And so I priced it at $150, and one guy wanted to give me $100. I said, like, $125. And he said, "Oh, let me think about it." I says, "Just so you know," I said, "this is a brand new machine that's never been used." And when I went to to figure out the pricing on this, is I looked at what the used machines were being sold for, and told him they're being sold between $150 and $180. And this is a brand new machine. So he said, "Let me think about it." So I'm going back to him tomorrow to follow up. So how do we carry? So that's what I've been doing. Am I going to probably have to go below that? Maybe. I don't know. I'm just going with my gut on things. When people say, "Will you take this price?" My gut says, "No, let's go this." So I'm following my gut on a lot of the pricing. Maybe I need to like let that loose a little more. My mum says, "Well, you could always," she said, "you could always lower the prices." I said, "Mum, if I lower the prices, I might as well just give the stuff away." And she's like, "Oh, yeah." So how we carry forward, we create space for pauses, not just purges. Ask what feels finished and what still tugs. Use the final sweep as a check-in, not a chore. Let it become a rhythm, not a one-time event. So as I'm doing the final sweep on stuff in some areas of the house, I'm going in and doing a final sweep and just double checking. Do I have everything that is going to New Zealand in one area? So when the movers come in, they have the rest of the floor in that room to do their repacking, because some of the boxes are going to have to be repacked. Some of the boxes are broken down, they're out of condition, everything else. But I wanted to get things sorted. And that was my way of sorting, was putting it into boxes, into bags. And some of them, they've got bags, which I just need them to put into a box and tape it up. The way we finish matters, not just for us, but for those who come after. The final sweep is how we show we are paying attention, that we valued not only what we kept, but how we let go. It leaves a trail that is thoughtful, not rushed. And here are your reflection questions for tonight. Number 1, what is one small thing that you have been avoiding of letting go of? There is always something in the house that you've sort of like you look where it is and you know that it's there and you go, yeah, I got to do that. And then you go off and find something else to do. What is one small thing? And it could be taking an item and taking clearing the space to take photographs of it and get it up online to sell it. And you've been avoiding that. And now it's getting down to crunch time. Ask me how I know. I'm getting to crunch time on some things. Number 2, how do I feel when everything around me is clear and intentional? Number 3, what does a final sweep mean to me in this season of life? Number 4, what could I release tonight that would bring me a sense of closure? And in our closing thought tonight, clearing the way is not only about the big steps, it is also about the quiet moment when we turn back for one last look and choose what still serves the story. And with that, and there may even be more stuff that I have marked as to go to New Zealand that I might turn around and go, that doesn't actually need to come with me. So there may be more stuff like that gets turned around and dealt with, gets removed from what needs to go. But with that, we are out of here. Go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m.